How are we doing, guys? All Leeds TV, Hull 0, Leeds 1, back on track. That's the main thing, really. You know, I think for the last half an hour we've made it a little bit hard work of it, but over the 90 minutes it's a thoroughly deserved 3 points for me. You know, it didn't really matter how we won tonight. It was just the main thing was getting a win, getting back onto winning ways, and starting to build that momentum again. You know, we've not really. You know, we've lost our way a little bit since we lost Pablo, Roof and Berardi. You know, 1 win out of 5 I think it was coming into this. So it's good to get that win again. You know, I wasn't panicking by any means, but just good to get the momentum building. That was all that tonight was about, really. You know, I think for 60 minutes of the game we've played really well. You know, created some really good chances. I think going into half time again, it was a little bit like Sheffield Wednesday. We were going in level. I felt we deserved to go in ahead. You know, against Sheffield Wednesday, obviously we went behind. And I felt we was really unlucky today. I felt it was even more unlucky, you know, how we were only 0-0 at half time. You know, I felt we deserved to be maybe a couple of goals ahead. But second half, you know, we get ourselves the goal. But after that, I felt we become a little bit more reactive, you know, those last sort of 30 minutes or so. And it made it a bit more hard work of it, you know, than what it needed to be. I think the game was there. The more goals were in that game for us. And it was one of those, I thought we became a little bit sloppy on the ball. Didn't really commit as many men going forward, but we got ourselves the win, so we can't be too critical. Just made a bit more hard work of it than I thought we should have done. You look defensively, again, I thought solid from the majority of the game. The only real chances Hull created were from our own poor passing, or poor marking really. You know, you look at the main chance Hull created early on in the first half, a hopeful ball forward. Liam Cooper and Bailey Peacock-Farrell get into a real miscommunication, and it creates the opportunity, but fantastic defending on Pontus Jansson to cover, and that was very much the only real chance Hull really created in the game. In terms of ourselves, you look at the 3 chances before half time. Alioski has a really good chance. You know, he drags it miles wide, but he's 1-on-1. Probably should take that chance. Lovely bit of link-up play off Tyler Roberts. The second chance is a good cushioned header off Liam Cooper off a set piece. Luke Ayling arrives at the back post and just heads it over. Another good bit of play for a chance just before half time, about 10 seconds before half time. A good cross off Alioski. He found himself in some good space on that right hand side. And Barry Douglas, unfortunately, it's on his wrong foot. It lands on his right foot and he slices it wide. But those were 3 good chances just before half time. Second half, much better. You know, not so much better, but you know, we carried on the way we finished this first half and we got ourselves a goal. And I thought the midfield was really influential once again, which is the main thing. The one slight criticism I'd have was maybe in a creative sense. I felt maybe Alioski in particular on the left hand side again hasn't really created enough on the night. Yeah, it was another real disappointing performance for me off Alioski. I felt the way we controlled things for those first 60 minutes, I thought we could have been braver on the ball. You know, there's a couple of poor touches, didn't really get involved in the game enough. Jack Harrison, as the game progressed, you know, started to make the runs in behind, and I thought late on in the first half, early on in the second half, he started to become really influential. And it's tough to really pick out any real disappointment, but I just felt on that left hand side the productivity wasn't there. You know, I thought Alioski could have been a little bit more braver on the ball in a sense, could have drove a little bit more at the full-back, but it didn't happen again, you know, and I think that's the one position in the team where I'm thinking we're not really getting enough on that side of the pitch. I thought Samuel Saïv, again, plenty of invention, looking to drive at the opposition, just a few poor decisions on the night, ultimately came off quite early. I thought it was a little bit harsh, but again, just that final decision, that's the one thing I think this team needs to improve on a little bit. I think Alioski and Saïv are probably the main culprits of that. You know, just making that wrong decision, overhitting the pass, trying the shot when the pass is on, trying the pass when the shot is on, etc, etc, and just becoming a little bit more clinical. You know, I think against a better team than Hull, with the greatest respect to Hull, I think we probably should have been out of sight, in all honesty. And it's the same again against Sheffield Wednesday. You know, we're level, and we probably should win the game again on Friday. Again today, we probably should be out of sight before those last 30 minutes, which becomes a little bit more nerve-wracking because we're invited a little bit of pressure on from Hull. Again against Birmingham, you know, just a little bit more. I don't know, in the final third, I think in the first part of the season, those first 4 or 5 games, everything was effortless. There wasn't any real thought behind anything. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I think everything just coming second nature. You know, everyone was making the right decisions. We were playing with pace. Everyone was scoring goals. Of course, teams have started to sit back against us. That's been really noticeable the last few games. I think even against Hull today, as a home team, they've sat back a little bit in that first half, especially because teams are wary of us. And I think to an extent, we've got to be a little bit quicker in how we move the ball in that final third. I think the two, you know, if you like, the first 2/3 of the pitch, we're moving the ball really, really well. Everything's 1 touch, 2 touch, pace, precision, crisp passing, everything you want there. Winning the ball back when you need to. It's just in that final third, just need to find our mojo back in that position. Yeah, but I think with Pablo Hernandez to come back in, and Kemal Roof, plus you know, Adam Forshaw hopefully to return to full fitness. I know Adam Forshaw's been playing. Izzy Brown's come back in as well. You know, there's a lot of options there we have, but at the moment, obviously, we're a little bit stretched, and I think it shows in that final third. You know, we're not quite clicking as well as we could. I think tonight, in particular, we could have won that game by more. Sheffield Wednesday on Friday, we could win that game by more, but that's only a small criticism. You know, and I really am happy with the way we are playing. You know, we might not be in the greatest of form, you know, since the last international break, but the performances are there, and that is the key thing. I was talking to a mate just before the game. The key thing is the performances are there. I'll be worried, you know, with the results. We're not coming, we weren't playing well, but we're playing well, and hopefully when the players come back, the results are really going to start returning to the way they were at the start of the season. And that's the main thing, really. You know, look at Fulham last season. They had a real poor start to the season, a lot of patchy form in that first half of the season, but they were playing well all the time. And in the end, over a 46-game season, if you're playing well the way we're playing, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose. And I think, you know, we haven't had the rub of the green really, you know, over the last 3-4 games, including tonight when we could win by more goals. But over a season, it will make itself up. We will have poor performances when we pick up results. It evens itself out. It's a championship at the end of the day. My man of the match today is Matthias Klick. I thought he was absolutely outstanding again. You know, in that middle of the park, especially in that first 30 minutes, he was just so influential. You know, he set the tempo of this game. You know, he made Hull drop off that 5 yards. You know, everything he was doing was effortless. Flicks, back heels, cross-field passing, getting forward. You know, and I thought for the goal especially, you know, I've not really mentioned the goal itself. I thought Tyler Roberts, absolutely fantastic finish off Tyler Roberts, who would be well up there in my man of the match sort of today consideration. But it all comes from a Matthias Klick touch. It's an absolutely fantastic touch off a good pass off Calvin Phillips. But Klick, first time touch into Roberts, and it creates a space. It just creates that 2 seconds for Tyler Roberts to make the turn and get the shot off, and it all comes off Matthias Klick. But I thought throughout the 90 minutes, he was absolutely exceptional again. I can't remember we gave the ball away once. He got forwards, and he just controls football matches at this level, and there's not many players in the Championship who can do what he does. And for me, I can't think of a better central midfielder in this league at the moment. Yeah, I'm not being knee-jerk at all. He's been absolutely magnificent so far this season, and it's full credit to Matthias Klick. He's arguably our best player at the moment. I'd probably say he is. You know, especially with Pablo Hernandez out, he is so crucial to this team. And to think, you know, 2 months ago, not many people have had him in the starting 11. You know, until Adam Forshaw got his injury before the start of the season. You know, it really has. It presented an opportunity to Matthias Klick, and he took that opportunity, and he's took it so well, and he's become such an influential part of this team. Other special mentions to Calvin Phillips, Pontus Jansson, again the usual suspects who have really shown so much consistency so far this season. Luke Ayling as well, I thought had a decent game at fullback too, and that's what it's all about, consistency. You know, we've got another big game on Saturday against Brentford. It's going to be a different kind of game to Hull. It's going to be a lot more open, I think. You know, Brentford aren't going to sit back against us. They play one way, and it is lovely to watch. And it's going to be a fantastic game on Saturday, no matter what. You know, it's going to be 2 teams going gung-ho, and it's going to be interesting how we respond to that, because the only team we've sort of faced this season who's approached us that way is probably Derby. Obviously, Derby were absolutely exceptional on the day. Can we produce another performance like that? It's going to be more difficult with the likes of Pablo Hernandez, Gaetano Berardi, Kemal Roof out. But I think we've got the potential there, definitely. I'm happy with tonight. Let us know what your thoughts are on the game in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out Joe's review of the game and Ramblings of the South Stand's review of the game. I've been Oscar Marriott, All Leeds TV. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later.